Hi everyone, and welcome back to our lofty perch atop Kundarak Bank, this rather imposing looking structure, where I should point out that the red fens chain we just completed here in Epic got me the second banking space. So we've got between the Von chain and the red fens and that pretty disastrous early heroic chain I did in the lower levels. We've got the nice extra banking slot, so that's great. By and large, we're surviving okay with the ticking heel from the mantle. I know it's a silly way to set things out, and it feels strange just sort of being a bit down and waiting for a heal. Broadly speaking, as long as this quest and the opponents allow you a few moments of respite between fights, it's okay. You can get the clean, non-Reaper nerfed heals. It's when you get sustained combat, like at the end of Servants of the Overlord that I've just done, the second part of the Lords of Dust chain, when it's just like a siege, one lot after the other after the other. What I did there was wait until just before the end, when those drow come perched on the ridge away from you and they don't move. So I thought, hang on a minute, I can just allow the ticking thing to boost me back up, and that allowed me to keep a couple of the second wins for the end fight, which I'm pleased to say I don't think I needed. I think between the Hood of Unrest and the Uncanny Dodge, we did okay. It's just against the caster. I made sure I got rid of the caster first, and then the big Hezro thing didn't really trouble me too much because he wasn't able to hit too often. So note to self to keep remembering the uncanny. That's what it's there for. Otherwise, feats, I think I mentioned at the end of last one we were going to take precision at 21, and we took perfect single weapon fighting at 22 for a bit more melee power, hit points, and I'll get there in a minute. Ability score modifier to damage, so all good. For those of you who didn't know, a very compelling reason to go down any line such as this single weapon fighting line that we've gone down, but you can get the same effect with the shield line or the two-handed fighting, two-weapon fighting. You get increases as well as the bonuses this thing is giving you, like the 10 combat style bonus to melee power, blah blah. You also get increases to hit point tally as well. So it's a very nice thing to do. Indeed, some people, if having one or two open feat slots, might just take a couple of these things if they haven't already got a line of this kind of thing in their build, just to acquire those extra hit points. I've seen that done on builds before. I know there's always a hot debate over the selection of the patients. In our case, it's given us a 10% penalty on attack speed, which obviously isn't ideal, but we do have a 1 extra on our crit multiplier, which is now a ×5 on this cookery. I don't know. I'm not technical enough to know the math and what you should and shouldn't do, but broadly speaking, I think if you have a lot of AoE, I think it's probably a good idea to go with the patience. Now, at the peculiarities of our build at the cap, we're going to be hitting multiple targets every time with our strike through. Also, we'll have, of course, we have the whirlwind and quick cutter here. So I figured patience would be a good shout for that overall, but I stand to be corrected. I didn't mention, but it's definitely helping us out. The quick element there is 6 uncapped dodge, so whenever that's going, we're on a tasty, I think it's 33 dodge in Reaper, which is pretty decent line of defense. So quite happy with that. Nothing else, I don't think, on the gear side. As mentioned, I had a ring that had the open lock on that was level 21, so I thought I'd just throw it on anyway to save us messing about. It's not a bad ring. It comes from the Borderland chain. A bit extra on accuracy and damage. The insightful sneak attack would be good for us if we didn't already have it on, I think, 2 different items. It's on the quiver there and it's on that one there. Unfortunately for us, we've lost the actual deception bonus that was on the ring there. But you can't have everything. I think, actually, it's a good job we're at the bank here because I've omitted to add our Thunderforged cookery to boost us up a little bit. Let's just have a little look how much that's going to help us. So currently the game's telling us 89 base damage rating. I think I have one for 22 and there's another one to come at 24, a slightly upgraded one. Where are we? Is it that one? No. There. Let's see, we've even got a ruby of acid in there to go with our current imbue. So that's gone up, what, from an 89 to a 103. So that's a significant boost to our damage output, one would hope. Is there anything else on there at the moment? Yes, it looks like it's bypassing all the metal damage reduction, so that's quite nice too. Okay, I think that's about it for the blah blah. So I thought for this one maybe we could have a go at the first 2 epic versions of the Von chain. Oops. Now this could pose a bit of a problem for the healing at the end, because you do get waves of things coming at the end, don't you? But there are pauses in between. Another thing I could have equipped the epic dust cart. That's got a longer death ward than this little clickable thing I've been using. Trying to remember now to keep the trance going, and also the Vistani fortune thing. And getting hit as little as possible would certainly help. That wasn't good, but we did get, did you see there, a couple of dodges in there? I'll happily take that. And even through the Reaper nerf, we got 115 heal off the tick there, so that wasn't bad. It scales with melee power, so the more melee power we can acquire, say from the cores in the epic trees. What am I doing here? Trying to find a nice angle to get plenty of things with the roar, and it just wasn't happening. Put the champion on the floor, that'll do. I'm wondering, because there are so many little things on the buff bar up there, I'm wondering, is there a pop-up that comes up when you run out of this particular trance? Some of them it doesn't, but I know some it does. And we've recovered the extra charge again from using the dragon breath. That's always nice.
By a well-groomed bugbear and a host
I
of
think in
Polish
lulls I
soldiers.
should always look to refresh the primal scream just for a couple of extra strength and con,
Monstrous,
and
spectacular
the
tactics,
Vistani
men
thing.
eager for the main event. Few will know and curse as they catch sight of you.
Oh, one thing I didn't mention, I have removed, see, out of combat, it's a tasty little tick that. Every 15 seconds, I think it is, from the Mantle of Fury. I'm not sure I've ever run in this mantle, so there's a first time for everything. Yeah, the enhancements I mentioned, I was going to remove the 3 points for the speed, because I think we're okay on speed anyway. We've removed a couple from the racial tree as well, to get the healing amp from Shintao, and the Shintao is where the double strike was, by the way. I couldn't quite find it, but there's 3 double strike here in Shintao, so I've put that in, and also the one into Henshin for an imbue dice and a couple of other little goodies as well. I think that's probably one of the best single point uses in the game. An imbue dice, 3 PRR, 3 melee power, and a couple of fire resistance. Yes, please. Lovely. 2, 1. I'd really considered putting the stun in earlier than I have it. I have it listed only at the very end on my planner. Still looking for an angle for the Dragon's Roar. I think that'll become a theme in times to come. Trying to get as many as we can with the Roar. And I think that's going to get me in as much trouble as it saves, because I tend to take damage when I'm trying to set one of those things up. Still not doing a good enough job of remembering these Vistani thing. I would like that to give you a little notification when it expires. If it does, and I haven't noticed, then shame on me. I want to see if our battle trance gives a notification too. I'm going to try and drag these to the next group if I can. Dispose of them all together. It looks like they didn't want to come and play. They did not follow.
You notice words etched above this gate.
Right, 6, 5, 4. This could be bad. We need a dragon breath here, people. 2. Okay. What's going on here? Ah.
Gatemaster Gross shrieks.
Time to fight. Gladiators in ready room 1. Get moving.
Grogan, the promoter, shouts. We have a
Okay, now as mentioned, we do get pauses in between these fights, and we can use the dodgy things we've got for the end boss, so I'm hopeful the ticking heel will still stand up here. And we do have our 3 second wind, just in case it doesn't. I think provided I stick to art level content and not try and do anything too crazy, we should be alright with this strategy until 26, where we'll get the primal scream to rage thing. Been saving up all the boosts as well for this. Are you going to be a pain? I bet you are. You're going to disappear, aren't you? Should we use the uncanny for him? No, I think we'll be okay. With a nice amount of dodge anyway, and he wasn't doing too much.
What a terrible upset. The mystery team is tougher than...
And of course we've got always on displacement, which on this fairly low level does definitely help too.
Their luck has run out. The Horns of Fury and the Maelstrom Princes have slain hundreds of their kind.
This should be the shortest fight we've ever seen. Let the slaughter begin.
Not too bad health-wise, going up towards the 2000 mark. Can't grumble at that. Okay.
Such a disaster. So many great gladiators slaughtered in their prime.
Oh, something else I didn't mention. The third tree, we were sort of umming and ahhing about where to go. I ended up going with Grandmaster. The 6 stun was definitely something that swung it for me in there. We've got other nice things. We've got double strike here. We've got the metal and alignment bypass. Obviously metal we've got on our weapon, but the alignment, the breaking good, will be quite nice to have. And then up here we've got resistances combined with other tasty little bonuses, so I think that'll be quite nice. Bearing in mind that we weren't going to be having the mantle anyway, because we're stuck in this Fury mantle, I thought it might be a good choice. So painful, these. If you can get a really nasty damage over time on them, you can stop them from doing this complete regeneration, which would have been really good. Okay. So we've got the... I think what we'll do, we'll trigger the hood to start with. Benefit from that. That should get us to what... if we're on 77 dodge, and then when that runs out, we've got the uncanny if we need it.
The king of killers, the merciless murderer, the terror of the night, the unbeaten.
Can we breath weapon these? Oh, it looks like we could. That's good. To always chuck the quick cutter in for that tasty extra dodge bonus. Uncanny. I think we've got this quite nicely. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Broken at your feet. Now is your chance to seize the mighty axe.
We can't die now. Wow, we came close to it, didn't we? That was a big boom. Provided we're out of combat, this second wind does definitely heal us to full, so that's a nice thing to know. Even in combat, that would often, well, it would be at least half our health back, so it's a decent oh crap button, I think. set that to the... So I've still got our little ferrocrystal thing in case we come up to something like an ooze or a rust monster. Not today, dragon, not today. The one thing that tends to catch people out in this one in Epic is that you, unlike in Heroic, the maze section, you've got to go and get those 3 runes. Whereas in Heroic you can just go straight through to the end.
Lost in thought.
Definitely try and make use of our spell absorb against these beholders. Although we do at the moment have immunity to their... where is it? If you put the heroic ones it would help. Immunity to their energy drain, which could come in very handy in the jungle of Khyber with the sea of beholders that are liable to drain that gem down to 0.
A beholder roars, hungry for slaughter and ready for it.
If I remember it right, when the beholder hits you with the anti-magic thing, as a caster, well, or as any, you can still use SLAs, spell-like abilities. It's just the standard spells and things that you can't any longer use while under the influence of that. He saved, wow. Have we got the... Ah, no, we haven't got the trance running, shame on me. So without the trance, we've got a trip 63 and shout 76. With the trance on, it's on high 80s and the trip is in the mid 70s. So that's pretty acceptable, I think. Going the right way, I think so. They don't change, they're always in the same place, these 3 runes. This is the big mistake I tend to make here. I open the chest forgetting there's a rune behind that's craftily placed and just wander off and wonder why I can't get through. We're sensing the traps, that's good. So, sort of low 60s area is okay for the traps in early Epic, that's duly noted. And another one here. It's definitely trying to prise your attention away from the rune. Oh, hello. I don't think we stopped him, did we? Either I didn't hit him with it or he saved. I think I probably didn't hit him with it. Oh, 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 oh. Evasion for the win there. I could have stopped and disarmed that, but I don't think I ever managed to get a trap bonus out of here, so I'll just let the evasion do its job. Where's the reflex save now? 52, so certainly not amazing, but good enough to get us some damage-free passage through those traps we just encountered. So I think this guy always attacks us, doesn't he, in Epic?
The ground shudders as the fearsome giant is laid low.
Oh. Stood there like a lemon, wondering why the dragon raw wasn't triggering when I'd just used it on that giant. Well done, me.
Mindless chatter like
Oops.
100 voices in your head. Pure evil on the plain of Nabar.
Oh, Reaper, Reaper. Just snuck in there. So broadly speaking, a quest like this where things come in little dribs and drabs is perfect for our ticking healing thing to maintain us. We're never going to be in too much trouble, I hope. As I mentioned, it's the ones where things will just keep pouring out and there's no respite. Or you have a quest and it's constant, you know, from one group to the next to the next. Maybe like those two Dragonborn ones are. I think that could cause some trouble. So the beholder underneath, let's put that and try the invis. I think we might have managed to clear him anyway, that's great. I always seem to manage to get thrown off here into the ether, as it so quaintly puts it.
Send you off into the ether.
Nice extra bonus to hit for it being a sneak attack against the helpless targets.
Green ichor drips down from the branches above your head.
We must have max jump by now, surely, with the strength that we've got.
Forceful winds threaten to send you off.
For any of you who didn't know, those X's on the beam tell you where the wind won't hit you if you're having to stop halfway. If you have feather fall on pressing, I think it's shift key on my thing, is it the block key, can temporarily cancel feather fall so you don't fall and fall and fall for ages if you're in a big fall down. Just comes in situationally handy. Like the teleport where you get suspended over the marketplace, you would take 3 hours to drop back to the center of the marketplace if you didn't use that. And what am I doing here? I've just gone straight into it without really reflecting on what I was doing. I do have uncanny on at the moment though, thankfully, because otherwise we'd be getting cut to pieces. Prioritize getting rid of the shadow, and everything else apart from the Reaper, of course, will disappear. Yet another example of the fact I'm completely incapable of multitasking. There is another little chest round here, and if I'd had the foresight to go and disable the trap, maybe I could have got a little bonus. Okay. I think that about does it for this one. I think we've shown that provided we're not being absolutely besieged, the little ticking thing is okay, isn't it? On the lower levels of difficulty, we definitely wouldn't cope with ramping it up higher. The incoming damage would way outstrip the healing. Where's the exit here? There we go. Right, but no, I'm quite happy with the sort of patchwork solution we've managed to find here, dismantle. And it, as I said, it does play a little bit into what we're trying to do with this this build, the Helpless. By taking the mantle, we would in the end get an 18% extra damage against helpless targets. Bearing in mind, I'm hoping the build, most anything it does, trip, stun or raw, will all cause helpless when we get to where we're going. It wouldn't be a terrible choice as a mantle. Might have to, but I suppose we could perhaps put this as the mantle and still Dreadnought as a tier 5. I mean, one thing I do consider, one of the appeals to going higher in the Dreadnought is that that stacking vulnerability you can trigger on the terrorized targets. Well, our weapon of choice at the cap has fetters on it anyway, so we would be kind of doubling up on that if we did the Dreadnought mantle. So really, I think it would just be that extra 1W damage. I know that's not negligible, but neither is 18 helpless when you're on a helpless build. And the little ticking heal would certainly help us because we'd be short of healing. I'll have to think about that. Maybe I'll experiment when we get there and see how we go between the two. As one of the fun objectives I've set for us is to stack as much helpless damage as we can. Maybe we could try with this. Okay, musing over. I'll see where we get to for the 24 episode, possibly one of the Evening Star chain. We'll see where we're at. Thanks very much as always for looking. We're going along a little bit smoother than I was anticipating, actually, given the catastrophe that was the first few quests in Epic. You don't want to know, believe me, you don't want to know. I will speak to you next time around. Take care.